tres, cuatro.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. This is closing. Sorry. It's been a day, y'all. It's been a day. So, anyway, thank you so much for coming back to close out the fourth annual Pagan Day of Prayer. And tonight we have Lady Minerva, Priestess of Rowan Temple of Light, and you tell us about you and your coven.
So I have a coven that I started a couple of years ago now. We started as Coven of Loki, and we've had some name changes because we just couldn't decide what fit us well, but we have officially settled on the Coven of the Elder Flame, which is not named after me. One of my other coven mates picked it. I've been a High Priestess now for 3 years, going or no, maybe like 4 years now. Yeah, it's just been like a wild ride of things the past couple of years, and I've finally gotten to a place where I'm like very content with my practice and happy with what it is now.
Yeah.
And I'm a priestess of Hecate, and I also work with a lot of infernals at this time. I also am a follower of Qayin, which is not a very known practice, but it's definitely an interesting one. So, yeah.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, guys.
A coven. I thought it was a knitting club.
Yeah, we are. We're a knitting club by day and a coven by night.
Fiber magic at its finest.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what do you have in store for us tonight?
So I just have some things to share about Hecate because I feel like she's someone that I wanted to really honor and talk about because she has brought me so far in my practice and has been a pillar of strength through every trial in my young adult life. Um, so I decided to make up a bowl of turnips, which is it's basically water, salt, and I burn a bay leaf and put it in there to purify. Um, and it's something that a lot of Hellenic practitioners use to like wash their hands, their face, their hair, um, and it's to rid you of miasma, which is like when you go into like a Catholic church and they do like the holy water rinse before you come in. It's the same concept. It's to cleanse you before you commune with the gods and everything, which I've already done it. I did it with my hands and my hair because I don't have a veil today. So, um, yeah, I have notes. I need to get those out because I have ADHD and I can't remember anything.
You're doing great. But join the club because the majority of us have something or other. We're all
But
neurodivergent in our own way.
But yeah, I wanted to lead it off with a prayer to Hecate just to honor her for being present during this closing. Um, this is a prayer from In Praise of Olympus by Hearthstone. If you are a Hellenic pagan and you don't have this book, you need to have this book. It's got so many good prayers and hymns in it, and it covers like every Hellenic deity you could imagine. Um, so I'm going to lead off with that. Dark-eyed Hecate, daughter of Asteria, deep-hearted goddess, walker of many roads. In the night, in the dark, you bring comfort to those who suffer, to those who despair, to those who are powerless, hopeless, and defenseless. At the threshold you stand, immovable, bearing all evil, safeguarding the home. At the crossroad you stand, in that in-between, where nothing is certain and nothing is safe. Along the edges of propriety you go, with steady step and ready wit, to guide and to sustain those who do what they must. In all worlds you hold a share. On earth and sea and sky you move with ease amongst them. Bearing torches, you light our way in the night. You lead us through shadows. You nourish our souls, guide the lost, friend the friendless, comfort the bereft, protector of the stranger, the outcast, the forlorn, warder of the door and all within. Hecate, I thank you for your needful gifts.
Beautiful.
There is some beautiful prayers in that book. I mean, they're just so well written. And I struggle a lot with finding good flowing prayers. And I feel like that book has really helped me a lot in learning how to write them and how to, word them well to where they're meaningful and hit all the points I need.
Well, great job with that.
Thank you.
So, who are you currently most connected with right now?
Right now, I feel my biggest connections are with Qayin and Hecate. Specifically Hecate, because I have been doing a lot of volunteer work at our local animal shelter, and she is so heavily connected with dogs. Um, you know, they are something that a lot of Hecateans, like when they first start out, they notice the black dog either in a dream or they see a stray or like it comes in so many different forms, and it's like the psychocomp, or is that the word psychopomp? I can't
Yeah.
remember how to say
Yeah.
it, but you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
It's like a spiritual guide for our living souls, and I've always felt so drawn to dogs, like even before like really getting into deity work. I always was very drawn to like training dogs and working with them. It was always something I really enjoyed. And now I feel like I've really stepped into this like new role of devotion with her, because the biggest devotional act that I did for her was getting sober. Back in 2019 and 2018, I struggled really heavily with a meth addiction. And it just really, I did not feel connected to Christianity. Like, I didn't feel connected to that in a like basic book, like scene. And I read some things about Hecate, and I was like, I read that a big devotional act you can do for her is letting go of something that is hindering you. So I remember making this little makeshift altar for her. I mean, anything I could find. And I put the serenity prayer on there, and I was like, please take this from me. I don't want it anymore. And she did. She took it from me and she guided me through that, and she kept me on the right, on the right track. So she's always been such a big part of me as a person. She's like my spiritual mother. Like she's always taking care of me.
Good.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
I love that.
Yes, she's amazing to work with for any kind of growth that you need in your life, especially when you're in your early years of womanhood and you're just learning like how to become an adult and become a woman, she's there to pick you up and put you where you need to be. And that's just what I love about her. I mean, she's the maiden mother and crone. She's there for every phase of your life.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I haven't worked that much with her. She is a part of my broad spectrum. I do have more, I've noticed I have more um, goddess aspects than I do God.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel really bad about it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm definitely drawn more to like the dark goddess
Yes.
side of things, because I do baneful work as well, and I think there's such a common misconception about what baneful work actually is and how empowering it can be for you to tap into that darkness, because you have to have it.
Mm-hmm.
And I do baneful work for protecting my home, protecting my family, for financial growth, for, everything, justice if needed.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many different sides to what it actually is. And the only like masculine like deity that I really like work hands on with right now is Qayin. And he's like definitely a father figure in my like whole spirituality. He is the I'm trying to think of how to word it. He
Okay.
is the like I don't want to say demonification because that's not a proper word, but he is Cain from the Bible, from Cain and Abel. And it's his like spiritual form beyond being a human. Um, and it's a very interesting tradition to read about, to try and understand, because it is very different and it can be very intimidating for people that are more on the light side of things and not really interested in the dark,
Yeah.
because he really pushes you to tap into those parts of yourself and to try and understand them and work with them. You know, it's it's definitely a lot. Like I've had to really face the awful parts of myself that I don't really care for and learn to understand why I am that way, or like why I hold these certain characteristics, and try and work on healing those parts of myself. There's just so many steps.
Boy, if that doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah. Yeah, I think most people who are either on their journey to priestesshood or who are priestesses really, really get pushed to face those things and work through them.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
well, I mean, we have to, because if we don't, then what good are we to those who need our help?
exactly.
So,
Yeah, yeah. And I struggled there for a long time, like thinking that I was like, nothing was wrong with me. I had already done all my work and I'm a high priestess now, so I don't have any more work to do. Oh no. Boy, were you wrong. Boy,
you
were
got
you
smacked
naive.
down real quick, didn't
And
you?
I'm not done.
No,
I'm not done. I'm not
you're
even
never
close.
done. You're never done.
No. And like, I think that that was something I had to do a lot of growing through to understand that, like, I have to put in a lot of work to maintain this for myself and like maintain like my knowledge and growth and everything.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Oh,
it's been wild for
yeah.
sure.
You have had a wild 5 years.
Yeah.
Let's just say 5 years at the least.
Lots of
And
tower moments, lots and lots of tower moments where I had to really like look at my and tower being myself, not even necessarily the things around me, but having to look at myself and being like, you are the tower, you're the problem, and you need to work on yourself. And I had to really face a lot of that stuff head on, and it's rough,
yeah.
but it's getting me somewhere. So
What's been one of the hardest things that you've had to face?
um I think that within my spirituality, the hardest thing I've had to face is that in my like past, I have not been a great friend to people around me. Like, I used to not be like the best I could be. And it was causing a lot of rifts in a lot of my relationships within the spiritual community. And, it comes from a lot of everyone that I was friends with being very young and still needing to grow. And like, I think we just had to take that time apart from each other to be able to let that growth in. And, you know, that's been the hardest part, is the isolation.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, with my deities, it was like forced isolation. They were like, you're done. Like, you need to focus on just you right now. You need to focus on your own healing, your own everything. Like, you don't have time for anything else. So
Yeah.
it was like really pushing myself into that mindset of, I can still do the work and nobody else needs to know about it. Like, I can do the work on my own, and
Yeah.
there's no problem with that.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot
There's
of
pros and cons to being alone and being a part of a group,
mm-hmm,
because sometimes in group settings there becomes power struggles,
mm-hmm,
and that really just destroys everything.
absolutely.
And that's why so many people stay solitary, because they don't want that drama. They don't want that pain
Mm-hmm.
of connecting with people and then having their heart broke.
Exactly. And like, I feel like that's what really like happened with like my situation that I was in, because I tried to branch off and start my own coven, and it hurt a lot of people in the process, because I truthfully didn't feel like I was that important to other people. And that was something I needed to work on. And then, you know, it comes to being bullheaded and being like, oh, well, you're just not letting me do this because you don't want me to. But in reality, it was probably pretty hurtful to the people around me for me to be like, peace, I'm dipping out. Like, you know, you can't. And I've had to learn, like, you know, people can care about me and I can receive friendship and like community from people, and it's not a negative thing. And I think that was something I was really scared of too. And like growing with being with you and Rowan Temple of Light, like it's really helped me a lot, like to understand that I can be a part of a healthy community and we can still maintain these friendships and this closeness as sisters, and it's just really wonderful.
Yeah.
And like my coven, we, you know, we struggle sometimes with like communicating often and stuff because we're all over the United States. My
Right.
coven is online, like, you know, we have bonded through like being on TikTok, and like, you know, we've really just like grown together as like a unit. And
Yeah.
it was just like it just kind of came together. So, you know, it's
So speaking of that, are you accepting anyone into your online stuff? That you're
so our process is we keep a Discord, and that's how we keep in contact with each other. And we have a ton of like discussion, like channels of different topics. I teach classes every now and again, just when I have time, because I'm a mom of two toddlers. So it's hard to get time out of me sometimes. But um you know, I teach classes and we have discussions and we video call with each other just to hang out. We do rituals online together through video call when we can. But the process we go through is we invite people into the public part of our server first, which is just like a community server, like our community page on Facebook that Rowan Temple of Light has. And we get to know you first. And then if you express interest in being a part of the coven, then we just kind of take our time to make sure that you're going to be a good fit with us, because we don't want to go through that, you know, having someone join and then them dipping and it being like very like hard on us, because it
Mhm.
is hard when you bond spiritually with people, because
Yeah.
it's very intimate in its own kind of way. Like people get to see those raw parts of you. They get to see you healing. They get to see your growth. It's like it's all out in the open for everybody.
Yeah.
So,
I've
you
been
know,
through it multiple times. I've been there. I've opened myself up and had my heart broken twice, at
yes.
least twice.
And it's
So
hard.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, I understand. You have to do boundaries. So that's why
Exactly.
everyone with us, we're in the community, and then, you know, don't mean to keep people at arm's length, but we just keep the community going
Right,
regardless.
exactly.
So
Right.
anyway, go ahead.
And we don't have like I've been wanting to create like a freaking week long test like you did for me. God. I was like, when you sent me my like test to become a priestess of the coven, I was like, what the heck is this? What is this? I was like, this is like 10 miles long. I'm scared. It took me like 3 days to get through it. I was like, I gotta take a break. Oh my God. Yeah, if you
Well,
ever want to become a priestess of this coven, be expected to type until your fingers fall off.
I'm a Virgo. What do you expect?
I know you gotta know everything, and I'm a
We have
Pisces,
to
so
be
I'm a
thorough.
crybaby. I'm just a mean crybaby.
Well, tell them what your sign is.
I'm a Pisces.
Well,
That explains it. I'm being a whiny crybaby.
you, but Virgo and Pisces are sister signs, and sometimes they get along, and sometimes they're like, "I'm gonna punch your face in."
No, for real. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, me and my mother both are Pisces. I'm a February Pisces and she's a March Pisces.
Okay.
So we grew up like we were always both very emotional. So like, every literally over any sentimental thing, you can catch us both bawling about it. We're gonna be bawling. Like, ugh. And you better pray for me because I'm a Pisces raising a Sagittarius and a Gemini. So say your prayers. 'Cause I don't know what I'm doing.
Let's make sure that you're on the prayer list.
No, for real, for my sanity, please.
So, last call because we're getting ready to burn the prayer list. So, last call if anybody is on here and you need it, speak now or forever hold your pieces.
Yeah, I already told you to put me and my baby child on there because she's a sticky pants. So
Such a
I'm
little
trying to get
sweetheart.
it. I'm trying to get a new job, so praying real hard today that they give me a
Absolutely.
call this week.
So, this has been a very long day, and I am so thankful to everybody that has come on and joined in today. And thank you for using the hashtag in your video, by the way.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
We
Um,
gotta get it to grow.
yeah, 4 years. We've been doing this for 4 years, and it's well, everything with Rowan Temple of Light, podcast wise, live wise, has been about 4 years.
Mhm.
So this is the end. I think we have one episode of Divination Night left, and then we're done with podcast season. Because we're going into event season, which Beltane in the Hills, which
Right.
you are in the running for May Royalty.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. So if you would go on to our Rowan Temple of Light page, there is a pinned post there, and if you go to her picture, you can vote. Voting is open until April 19th. So
Yeah, I have a feeling that I'm gonna lose to Jason Rule, but that's okay. I will take that loss because he's earned it like for years. He's earned it. So
yeah, yeah.
I was
And
telling I was telling my husband earlier. I was like, if I lose the one, I'll consider that a win. That's fine. Like,
yeah, like I don't think he's expecting how much all of this is happening, you know. This
yeah.
this is the year of the stag.
Hmm.
So um having a May King, you know, people
It
are
would be really
saying, you know,
cool.
that would be a good thing. And I'm just like, well, you know, everybody has antlers. And isn't it the female deer that has the antlers?
No, it's male deer that have the antlers,
Well,
but
I thought that Santa Claus's reindeer were all women.
I think they might be. You're right.
You're just
You're
not going to
right.
argue with me, are you?
No, you're right.
Believe what you want. I don't care. No, if that isn't a total Pisces thing to do to a Virgo.
No, for real. Just feed it. Just feed it. Yeah. Absolutely. I will feed your delusion. Yes.
All right, everybody. So have the fire safe bowl. Do have the prayer list. And look for my lighter. The trusty Virgo Bic lighter. I'm not
I borrowed
sensitive about that at all.
my mom's lighter to light my
Hey,
candles, and it has Snoop Dogg on it. So
oh yes. Hey, I got confirmation. I got somebody backing me up. They are girls. All right, here we go. Here goes the prayers for the 2024 Pagan Day of Prayer.
Better not catch yourself on fire.
Nah, I do this all the time. So, also, Rowan Temple of Light and our show Under the Rowan Tree is up for Influencer of the Year.
Nice.
But here we go.
Wow. That was a smooth burn.
Still going down there. Come on. Sorry, I had to make a little adjustment, but it's going now. Okay, I think that all the paper is burnt, but it's gonna continue to go.
Yeah, of course.
Yep. So, anyway, thank you all so very much. Thank you very much, Lady Minerva.
You're welcome. I was happy to be here.
So we will see you again. We'll bring you back on some other time for something. Rowan Temple of
Yeah.
Light, we do stuff all the time.
Yeah, I would love that. That would be super fun.
All right, everybody. So good night. Thank you again for another wonderful year of Pagan Day of Prayer. Thank you for everyone that came on all day today. Donna Donovan, Lord Martin, Dottie the Psychic, and Lady Minerva. We appreciate y'all so very much.
Oh, we
Thank you.
appreciate you too, because you've been running this all day.
I am exhausted.
I
All
bet you need to take a nap.
right. Good night, everybody. Love you, and we will see you soon. May I
Bye.
part.